Hello, Legitman, and welcome to Shapes.io. This is a... trying to think what's a good... it's a puzzle game. It's basically a puzzle game. The best comparison I can possibly give you is Factorio, except... That's actually it, right there. It's Factorio, except. You'll see what that means when we get in here. I'm going to go ahead and continue my save, because I think the beginning does a good job tutorializing the very beginning parts of it. I want to show you what it's like 2 hours in. So we're going to play maybe an hour or so of this just to get an idea of what's going on. So let's go ahead and continue here. And you will see the shape that I start here. All right, so I've started off in this like zoomed out area. So you can see the shapes here. These are the shapes that we have, like starter shapes that we want. Look over here on the left. This is the shape I want to create. So what we can do, it looks like we need to put it like a circle stamp on top of a larger circle thing. I have no idea how we're going to do this. This kind of looks like this left corner looks like a square, and the rest of this is all circle shapes, and these all have to be dyed blue, and the top one's going to be white. Well, if I look over here, these are gray by default. If I were to pull these out of here, if I were to grab, say, this here and make a little thing here, these get turned gray. So I don't want these to be gray, I want these to be white. So if I click here and delete, we can just get rid of that. All right, so we're gonna need to find some color. So there's some green, there's some red. There's blue over here. The trick is, how do we make white? My guess is, if this works like the color spectrum, because I've never done this one before, my guess is that we have to combine all three colors, and that might get us to white. Might get us to black, I don't know. So I'm going to try that. So we've got green, blue, and red right here. So I'm going to combine them right here into this color change thing. Keep trying to drag and drop. That's not the way this works. This is actually... yeah, this mixes two colors together. So I'm going to grab this blue here. We can rotate by hitting... R. Alright, so that gets me the blue. Gonna go ahead and move you over here. There you go. So that'll get the blue over. I want the red. And we'll move you up this way. And so blue and red together probably make violet, my guess would be. Let's find out. Survey says... yeah, okay, so it's violet. All right, so we combine violet with, say, green. Let's see what that does for us. So I'm gonna rotate this over this way. Gonna pop you out over here. And we're gonna dump your color in here and your color up over this way. And let's see what that comes out with. Hopefully that's gonna be white. It is white. Okay, great. So we've got, and we know how to make white dye now, so that's great. So when we get circles, we just need to paint them white. That's fine. We can do that. Where are circles at? I've lost circles. We've got circles over here. We just, as long as we dump them into this hub, they don't care where they come from. They don't judge us on how big this is. This is all just, how do you approach this yourself? I mean, it's very free form. It's actually kind of relaxing. I kind of like this game a lot. Okay, so we're going to go and grab some circles here. We'll just grab one bunch right now. We'll worry about the rest of them later. So I want you to be grabbed here. Come on down over this way. And we want to dump these into a paint roller thingamabob. This way? Yeah, we need the paint coming in from the... yeah, from the right side. So this is right. So you come in over this way. You come in over this way. And we should have white circles coming out this way. And it will take a minute to paint, but there we go. We got some white circles. Okay, great. So that's our first step. Now we have to figure out how the hell we're going to do this. So this looks like a bigger blue circle with a red square up top. We do have scissors, so we can cut these things up. Then we have to like reassemble them together, and that's what this layer thing does. So, how are we gonna do this? We need squares, so there's squares right here, but this is a little bit too close to like the rest of this. So let's back up. Let's go grab some squares from like over here. That should be far enough away from everything else. All right, so I want this square here. All this has to be dyed blue, but we'll do that once we get the shapes right. We'll worry about that later. Okay, so first things first, squares. So we want a square popped. All right, so we get squares. We want to dice these squares up. And that's going to give me 2 pieces. It's going to give me one on the right and one on the left. So the ones we want... So basically the one on the right, we don't want at all. We just trash those. They're useless for us. So I'm going to dump those. Those are just garbage. Okay, we just want the square on the top left. So I think we just rotate this one. Rotate this over this way, and that gives us... Yeah, okay, so then we dice that again. There. Okay, so then we have 2 top squares. Now, to be fair, if we don't want to waste these, we could always rotate this again. That gives me... Oh, it's rotated the wrong way. Hold up. Control, select that. Go away. I think if we hit R... Hold on. T for variance. There we go. So I want to rotate counterclockwise. And now they should both be on the correct side. They'll be processed here for a minute. There we go. Okay, so there's our squares. We got our squares. That's great. Okay, now we need our circles as well. So let's see. So the circle part, we can grab from down here. It's a bit far, but we can always move it up. I'm going to also go in this hub anyway, so we'll get there. We have to make 1,000 of these, by the way, so this is going to take a bit. We can always, like, get these, like, improved and, you know, work on our throughput later. I just want to see, like, how we do this. Okay, so circles. So we do the same thing here. We basically want to dice these up and then put them together. It's going to be very interesting. Okay, so we have circle there. Slice you in half. And that'll give me a circle on both sides. All right, they're half circle, rather. So I definitely want to keep this half circle the way this is, but I want to divide this one, right? Because I want to get rid of the top left. So I've got to rotate it around the other way, probably. There we go. Rotate it that way. And then dice it again. Let's move this up a step so I don't get in my own way here. Rotate that away so I can do something else with that. Here, move it that way. Okay, so then I want to dice this up. Okay, and then this one I want to get rid of, and I want to take this one. And I want to try to keep these 1-to-1. Doesn't really matter. Might be a little faster if I separate this out, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm sure it's fine. Okay, so the layer thing about to put these together, I want to put it over here. Well, we want to do this with the square, right? So the square thing's up there. So we got to drag these down. Then we got to paint them blue, which is over here. And we got to stamp these on top of each other, right? We got to stamp the white circles over here with the blue, whatever the hell the thing. What shape is this? I don't even know. Anyway, yeah, we have to put them together, like say over in this direction. So we got to stamp these together first. So let me drag these down, I guess. I'm gonna throw away like half of these. We did take all the time to rotate these though. All right, if I merge these boxes together, or these pathways. Okay. So I'm gonna drag this down. How far do we want to drag this down at? Let's put it over here. I think that's a good spot for it. Yeah, over in this direction would be fine. And then we'll grab these guys. We do not want to combine all this together. These have got to be different feeds, right? Yeah. We should probably also stamp these. I think the stamp can also only do 2 things at once. It can. Okay. So what we're going to do then is we're going to grab this. and put you over here. See what that generates for us once we get this over. Hopefully that generates the right side. Oh no, it's the wrong direction, isn't it? Well, it stamped them together, but not in the right way. Yeah, I divided this up wrong, didn't I? I totally did this wrong. I mean, it did stamp them. I mean, that's kind of what I expected. Well, it's what I want for future, but I need to rotate this around. Yeah, I need to rotate these. Hold on. So delete this. Control select. Let's get rid of this Garbo. And unfortunately, without a trash suit, we're not going to be able to do anything with this. So let me dump this part in the trash. Oh, it's going to dump everything in the trash. That's not what I want to do. If I move this out, it should be fine. There we go. Okay. So what I want to do is rotate this again because I want to fill this bottom left corner. So that needs 2 rotations. So that one, and I think I should shift click and do that again. Yeah, there we go. That's what I want. Oh, and I got rid of the combiner. So give me the combiner here. Go up into the world here, and this should give me the shape I want now. This should give me 3/4 of a circle. Takes quite a while to make, but yes, it does. All right, great. So that's 3/4 of a circle there. And I want to combine that with this top left square, and that should give me what I want. So let me go ahead and just... So I'm going to do a combiner. Save out here. And we'll go ahead and wibble wobble our way over. I do love the grid. It makes it so much easier to lay things down. We know exactly where they're going to end up. And that'll pop out. Hopefully that'll be the right shape. Now, of course, we still got to paint this blue, but that'll be a problem for future us in like 5 minutes. Okay, that does look like the correct shapes. So that's great. Okay, great. So that's the right shape, so that's good. Now we need to paint it blue. Well, there's a blue thing right over here. We can go ahead and grab this. I'm doing this very haphazard, by the way. There's probably like an optimized way we could do this, but I don't care. All right, so then you're going to be painted. Oh, no, that's painted over here. How it looks like. Oh, no, okay, good. We can get the paint in the correct side over here. And then that should be painting these blue now. There we go. So that's blue background, which is what we want. Now I want to grab these white circles and put them on top of this thing. So we're going to do that over here. So that'll be layered, because now we've already painted them, right? So we should just be able to layer this and be fine. So I'm going to drag these over. Okay. I do like that we can just basically do that, and it works. I mean, it's stupid, but it works. And then you over here. Oh, okay, that didn't quite work out the way I wanted it. Funny, it worked so well the other way. Maybe I moved too fast. I moved too fast. All right, down this way. Over this way. And down this way. All right. And that should give us what we want. It should be blue underneath and the white circles right on top. Let's see what happens. There's no speed up as far as I can tell. We just have to wait for these to, you know, slowly process. As the tutorial will tell you at the very beginning, this is not an idle game. What you're supposed to be doing is optimizing your throughput. Oh, it actually reversed. Oh, because, okay, so what this does, so this thing is set specifically, if it says right on it, this thing goes on top of this thing, is what we have set. So we don't want that, we want the opposite. Okay, so let me go ahead and grab these. This is wrong. That needs to be reversed now. So what I gotta do then is I've gotta put the blue on top over here. And I want the whites on this side. So what I do for that is we do have a tunnel. Because, you know, it's Factorio. Factorio has tunnels. Ow, so I put this over a little bit too far over. Alright, so this thing here, control. Let's move you over like 2 steps over here. We have plenty of room, no reason not to. All right, that should give us the shape we want now. There we go. That's totally it. All right, so our throughput right now really sucks, right? We've got like maybe one being made every, what, 5 seconds or so? It's not good. We can go and just dump this over here. All right, so that'll start delivering. That'll be great. However, we need to do 1,000 of these. So we've got to up our throughput. This by itself is not going to cut it. We've got to do way more than this. All right, how are we going to do this? So we know by combining colors, combining all the colors, we get to make white. That's good. So this by itself is probably one of our big bottlenecks right now. It's like, this is just not doing enough. We could divide this up. Once we have all the white paint in order, we can go ahead and just make more of these. So if I do that, let me go ahead and make more paint thingamabobs. That's actually in the reverse order there. Grab that. Flip you around to go... Oh, nope. Paint. That way. All right. So we want circles, so I'm going to go ahead and split this off. And you're going to go ahead and divide that evenly. And then you're going to go ahead and split this off. And that's going to be divided evenly. And of course, we can go ahead and use tunnels for this. Up that way. There. And if I do this, this should go ahead and let me join these. There. All right. So that'll make those join in together. That'll be great. Yeah, there we go. Okay, great. So that's joined. So we already doubled our throughput of the white circles. Now, of course, our main problem is going to be over here with the blue poly circles. I don't know what you call these things. But really, it seems like we already have a backlog here. Like, these are not going as fast as I would like. So, we can separate these out as well. Let me do the... So, we want the layer thing. And again, we want the blue circles on one side and the white on the other. So, if I separate, like, this is very haphazard here. I'm making a big, giant mess. That's okay. If I do this... and bring you over here. And then do this. I mean, if you guys have seen me ever play Factorio, and I did that once on stream before, as like a 24-hour promotional thing, which was a lot of fun. This is basically like Hell Spaghetti, which is always fun to do, but it is a little frustrating to watch sometimes. All right, so that'll combine. So we've already doubled our throughput from there, assuming, of course, we can actually make sure that our blue polycircles here are doubled. How do we do that? All right, our main problem right now seems to be like right here. We're not getting these fast enough. So we can do that pretty easily. It looks like the circles are the slowest bit. Yeah, because we're doubling, right, which is we're rotating these, and so we're getting double the throughput here. We only have one of them over here. Okay. So we need to separate these out and combine them over here. So we need to do this part. Yeah, this part right now is really slow. Okay. We can change that up. So give me more layer guys. We're going to do that over, say, here. And really, we just separate these out, right? I mean, we already have like a working thing. We just need to add to it. So over on this side, separate these out. I'm gonna have to go out a little bit, so I'm gonna go this way so I can go underneath this way. And over. All right, so that'll give me these. I'm gonna go and combine that again over here. All right. Though really, combining them really doesn't help me, does it? It really doesn't. all it does is add to the backlog here, which we don't want. Yeah, so that combinator is actually a bad idea. So, get rid of that. Let that go at least. So what we want to do is grab some blue dye, grab some of these, and punch it up, right? By punching it up, I mean combine these things together. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to separate out the squares here. Over this way. Doesn't seem to matter what the layering is, right? So it doesn't matter what order they go in as long as it comes out with the right shape. They're in the right position, so that's enough. Yeah, so I can go ahead and drag these over. And then we're going to just pull these right up top. Duck them underneath these two. And that should create the right shape. Let's verify this. Survey says. Huzzah. Okay, great. It is the right shapes. Now we just need to paint them. So we'll do that over here. Okay, so we're going to duck underneath again. Over this way. Doop, doop, doop. And, of course, separate the paint. Up here. And go ahead and put those down right over here. And then these, do we want to combine them? We're separating them out anyway, so yeah, we can go and combine them in this belt. That's fine. Let's go ahead and do that then. Right there. Okay, great. So we might have a little bit of a backlog, but it should work out. Okay, looks like the paint might be a little thin. Sorry, we can always add more here. If I do this, this is actually unlocked. We can do the extractor chain, make this go a little bit faster. Yeah, there we go. Now it does 2 bumps. That should split out evenly. And this will help me split out too. Alright, so we still got a little bit of a backlog here. We're only doing 108. We need to do 900 more of these. So I've definitely got to up my throughput. Alright, so right now, we are throwing away like a good chunk of these circles, right? Like, we're splitting it in half, we're dumping one of the halves directly in the trash. Well, that's technically a waste. Like, there's no reason to do that right now. If we were to combine... Yeah, if we were to combine more of these together, well... The main issue is that right now this is more or less 1-to-1. Right? We get a half circle, we get the quarter circle, they're combined together, and that's a 1-to-1 ratio right now. If we're to mess with that, we'd end up with more quarter circles and half circles, and we'd still be stuck at this point. This is definitely a bottleneck, because it takes a long time to layer these, to put these back together. It's doable, we've already doubled the throughput, but right now we're kind of stuck. So I think... I mean, basically what we need to do is duplicate the supply chain. We don't need to worry about the squares. We can grab the squares probably another 2 or 3 times at the very least and be fine. But the circles are definitely like our slow point. Okay, so we can definitely repeat. Yeah, so we want to grab the squares at another point, separate them out this way, paint them again. We want like 4 iterations of that probably. I'll put the white circles over here. Okay, the white circles are no problems. Yeah, the white circles... It's a little bit of a throughput issue here. Probably because it takes so long to paint. The white paint is actually taking a long time to be created. We might be able to... We'd have to separate this out and do this again, I think. Alright, so if I put these 2 right next to each other, what does that do? Like if I do... let's see. So I want the red and the blue and the green all together to combine into the white almost directly. It's a little sneaky. If I can put it right here, it'll divide it evenly between the 2 belts. It just, the green needs to go in at the same time. All right, so we separate out this. So here, we put it here. We divide these up. I think I just go directly into a belt. Or directly into underground there. That should be totally functional. There we go. All right, so that's going to turn into white. So we just go ahead and put this up here. Oh, that should work. There you go. All right, so that'll turn into white. As soon as we grab these purples, we do not want to grab the purples directly from this belt, though. We want to create brand new purples. We can grab the blue and the red, though, because they're slow enough that the purples should not be affected, I think. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do this. And bring these up here. All right, then we'll separate the red. And then we'll separate the blue. Just go ahead and duck directly into there. There we go. All right, so that'll go ahead and create more whites for them, and then they should... Yeah, it's just slow. It's just slow. There's no way to really speed this up, unfortunately. We could do like 4 of these. That'll probably help us a little bit with the speed. Maybe I do want to grab a purple and some more greens. Okay, let's double up the green production, because that's definitely a slowdown point. So the green production is now going to be doubled up. That should help with the division, too. But then I think we want to grab some purples off this belt. If we combine the 2 purples, does that work at all? Like, why is this purple backed up, but this one isn't? Oh, because the blues are actually slowing down. Blues and reds are both slowing down. Okay, do that. That'll double extract there. We cannot double extract the reds. But what I can do is this. There. And that's effectively double extracting. Okay, so we had some purples backed up for a little while. Not as much as I would like. The green looks like we're going to have to string this for a while here. Can I string, like, all 4 of these here? There, that'll string 4. 4 doesn't seem to string. No, it is working, I think. Okay, so the greens are backed up a little bit. That's fine. We want the purples to be backed up a little bit, though. That is definitely not happening. The purples are slow being made. And basically, as soon as the red comes in, then it adheres. But otherwise, yeah, it's having a little bit of trouble here. So I think shift-click actually lets me do more at once. Yeah, there we go. All right, that'll let me do this. I don't know if that's actually working. Maybe it is. Okay, good. That's a lot of red backed up. That's great. Let's get some more blue in here. There. We have 4 of every color coming in. We should be more or less where we want to be. And we could do a balancer between the 2 purples just to see, but I'd rather not do that if we can get away with it. Trouble is, this is a lot slower than for some reason this one is, and I don't get the reason why. Well, the white's backed up over here now, so that doesn't really matter. Yeah, the white paint is no longer the backlog now. So I guess we're okay. This isn't going as fast as I want it. I guess we could create another paint thing to go into here for the purple. Or we just balance out these. That'd probably work out too. The trick is they're so far apart, balancing them is actually gonna be a little difficult. Here, so we're gonna move this over here and this over here. Okay, that's fine. That's not what I meant to do, but whatever. There we go. And get rid of you. And move you over that way, and move you over that way. There. Okay. Okay, that way then we're creating purples and they're going wherever they're needed. And so now we've got a good stack. And they are creating them at the same time. For some reason, this one is just, I guess it was already backlogged. I don't know. Or possibly the bell was shorter, so it was the same pace, and I just wasn't aware of it because, you know, perceptions. All right, so you're moving along fine. We've got lots of white paint, more than we could possibly deal with right now. But the white paint isn't the backlog. However, aren't nearly as many circles being produced as I'd like, so let's go ahead and create... There. Okay, so the circles will be painted at, well, I mean, at speed. But there are at least more of them going to be in the queue. Hopefully we'll get a backlog of this pretty soon. Yeah, okay. We got tons of white paint. So we could always separate the white paint and put them on more painters. Are the white circles backed up right now? Yes, they are. They're backed up quite a bit. It does look like the blue poly circles are definitely the slow point. That seems to definitely be the problem right now. Okay, so we need to make more of these. We kind of knew that already. But it's good to get confirmation. Yeah, so it's definitely the circles here that are the problem. If only we could just cut out that one tiny part. I mean, that's kind of what we're doing here with this mess, but it just seems like there's got to be a better way to do that. Alright, let's experiment a little bit off the side here. We'll let that run. You know, it'll eventually get there, but this is not an idle game. The game here is to try to optimize this as best as possible. So how do we do this? Alright, so we're going to create brand new circles right here. And we're going to try to split these off in a more optimal way. See if we can do that. So this only divides in half. That's all it does. If I go to T, there's no alternate modes here. So all this does is split in half. That's all it does. Now we do have two halves. We might be able to do something with this. Maybe what we do is rotate these so that we have the same halves over here. So rotate these over. We need to do that twice, actually. So what we have now are two identical left side halves. Then we go ahead and we divide up a circle into quarters. So divide up a separate circle. And we're going to cut you this way to get your two halves. And we want both those halves to be on the left side. So this one's correct, this one's not. So we want to rotate this one twice again. Actually, just the once. Just the once. Yeah. Okay, so then get you over. So we want to take you the other way. Good. So both of you are there. We need to separate you out again. So you go that way and you go that way right now. Okay, so when you get cut... Let's see where this is. Okay, so then you're on the incorrect side. That's okay, because we always rotate you over. That's the wrong way. That way. Okay, so we have more of those. And we do the same thing over here. We cut you guys this way. That way and that way. Okay, so then we rotate you here. That should put you out on the right side. Or sorry, the left side. Okay, good. So we've got plenty of these now. And plenty of these. Now we just need to combine these together. The temptation here is to combine all of these belts together, but that's actually going to ruin our throughput, right? Instead, we actually want to divide these. Because the cutting doesn't take that long. We want to divide these up a lot. So I think we go ahead and we give me 2 belts here. And give me another 2 belts over here. And so that'll give me 4 belts of the divisions there. I want to do the same thing here, I think. It's gonna be a lot. Then we layer here. Yeah, this is gonna be tricky as all hell, isn't it? Only a little bit. Only a little bit tricky as all hell. Okay. We just need to be careful with the way we layer here. Like, I need to push you off this way for sure. Then like over here, I need to do this like over on like this side and here maybe. That should work. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of over, under, and mixed matching, but it should work out. It's gonna be a little tricky, isn't it? We'll find out. Okay, so here, you're gonna come down this way. We can move, let's say you over here. That's probably the safest idea. Okay, that generates the polycircles we want in the first place. We can always combine those over here, I guess. Do we want to combine them? The main problem is the squares are really not... It's the paint job we want to do. We want to make another set over here, I think. Is there another blue? There's blue dye way over here. We'd have to drag it all the way over. It's not pretty, but we could do it. It's not great. I mean, I could separate the blue dye. We've got shit tons of blue dye. We've only got 2 painters right now going. Yeah, so I just need to separate out the squares so we can combine them over here again. Let's get this set up first. Let's not worry about other stuff yet. Okay, so then you come over here. I'm gonna have you duck under this because we know that's gonna be a thing. Let's go over here and come around this way. You're gonna come through straight over and dump out there. You're gonna come over here and dump out there. You're gonna come over here and dump out there. Okay. So then what you're gonna do is... We're gonna keep you as tight as possible here. Does this work? I'm wondering how far the underground goes. I guess we're gonna find out. So if I go right up to here, go underground, over... Oh, just a little bit too far. Can't quite do it. Shoot. It's alright. Okay, that's fine. That means this one goes out and around. That's okay. That works out. You need to think about it for a little bit, but we're good. So you're going to go out this way there. And make sure you know you're going that way. You're going to go that way. Okay, so you are going to circle all the way around. Quite a bit around, actually. Come down this way. I mentioned spaghetti, because I should mention spaghetti. Oh, shit, that isn't going to work, is it? Oh, we're just a little bit off. We're going to make that work. We can make this work, because then that can duck under here. Right? We can do that with this. So I make you go underground over to here, and that'll work. Done that before in Factorio. Okay, so then this goes over this way and down, goes underneath here, loops around in quite the fashion, and there we go. Spaghetti is all hell, but it works. Okay, great. We've got production set up. Now we just need to paint these blue and combine them with squares, and we're good to go. The trick is, are we going to have enough squares? I don't know if we are. We've got plenty of squares over here, though. And we got blue paint down here, so we can always move those up. And then combine them in this main blue polygon thing. That could work. So yeah, sure, why not? We'll go and divide these up. So give me... We just need a single square. That should be more than enough for our purposes. Separate you into pieces. That way. Then separate you here. Let you go a little bit over this way. Okay, so you're... Oh, right. We need to rotate before we... Right. Otherwise it doesn't work. Silly goose. Then it just tries to divide in the same line. It's already divided there. Okay, boom, boom. And we need to move both of these. Okay, so one's on the left side, one's on the right side. So we need to rotate these in the right position. That's correct, I think. No, it's not. Rotate it again. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's right. And I think just rotate this once and it should be correct. Yes. Okay, good. We gotta worry about how we're gonna combine all these things real quick. Just go straight up there. We just have to paint them too. That's doable. Okay, so up this way. Wow, I'm trying to think like how we do this properly here. All right, I want to grab one of these and stamp them together over here, I guess. Yeah, let's combine them as close as possible, maybe? There's going to be some over-under nonsense anyway. The closer we put them, possibly the better off we are. So do that. Get you guys gone over this way. Right, so over, up this way. In there. Okay, then we just need to paint these. I think as long as each one of these has a separate paint, I think we should be fine. Is there any blue anywhere else? Over there is a little bit closer, or we just spread out. We know how to separate these out. That could work. The paint, there we go. So the painter needs to have the paint coming in from the left side. I mean, I could simplify things if we actually had paint coming in from the left side. The beauty is we don't need to mix these, right? We just generate paint. So I'm going to do, let's say 3 of these together. It's probably more than I need, but that's okay. Let's not do that. Let's go underneath the shorter part. So I can put the undergrounds a little closer. Yeah, because that's as far as that can go. Now, these are going to have to split out. So I'm going to go ahead and do that like right now. Just might as well plan for it, because that's what's going to happen. Okay, so that'll paint these blue automatically. And then they'll combine in with this, and it'll be great. Alright. Now, of course, this is locked up right now because they cut up the squares, but they haven't done anything with the trash here. So this is still going to be here. So we need to combine these, the same idea. So let's do that. So we're just going to put these side by side. So let's do the painter right there. We get the paint coming in from this side. Underground over to here. And up this way. I guess I can just keep on combining over here. There's got to be a better way to do this, but we'll figure out that out later. And we're already at 600 something right now, so really just we're trying to make sure the bottleneck is not our problem, really. Okay, so then we combine. We're going to have to split out a little bit here. We're going to have to go under. How are we going to do this? Yeah. So we do this under here to a layer here. Have to wibble wobble a little bit, but that's exactly what it's for. Alright, so wibble wobble. There you go. And then you come over this way. And you duck under as well. And then wibble wobble. Alright, so that'll be painted. That'll move over. We're good to go. Right? Yeah, there we go. That's the right shape. Gets painted blue, gets delivered, and the rest of it. Great. So that's handled. Now we get these over here. Now we could just trash these and just call our throughput done, but, you know, why? So we still need to make another 300 of these. So now we got to do this for all of this. So how are we going to do this? So we could move them around a little bit. So we have 2 more connections to make. So give me this layer, Bob. Let's move it down. Let's move it down. That might be better for us. Not entirely sure how, but it's got to be better somehow. Yeah, the problem right now is everything's stuck, so it doesn't seem like it's improving. So I can go and trash, like, this stuff and trash here and here. That'll at least get things moving. So then as they divide, I mean, it's not great because it just trashes some of this stuff, but at least gets things moving so I can see some semblance of progress. Yeah. And then we could always build in the belts and then just disconnect the trash afterwards. That'll do. Okay, so right now we got these pieces in, right? We just need the squares attached to them, that's all. Okay, yeah, see, the layering just takes so much time. That's our main bottleneck right now. Like, the painting takes time too, but the layering is really where it's at. Okay, so the more we divide this up, the better off we are, I guess. So we probably got to divide this up into like 4 or 5 or 10 or 15, and it probably would be even better. Let's not get too crazy. Okay, so let's combine this layers next, like these squares right here. So right now these aren't divided up, right? This is not cut at all. So if I'm reading this right, it has to be rotated first. So rotate it the opposite way, because that should put them both on top, I believe. And then we need to cut them. So we give a space there. We'll go ahead and cut. That'll give me top and bottom. Not top and bottom. Sorry, that'll be... It's rotated around. That'll be left and right. We want the left one to live. Trick is which one's which, and that I don't know. So I have to get rid of this. Can I just replace... I can right-click and get rid of that, and then replace it. We'll see which direction this goes in. Oh, it actually went both on the bottom. Oh, it's not what I wanted. It's not what I wanted at all. Alright. Let's rotate that way then. Yeah, that's on the top. Okay, there we go. And then we get one on the left and one on the right. The one on the left is great. We want the one on the left. That's fantastic. The one on the right, we've got to rotate. I think we can do this and rotate it the correct way. No, that's the wrong way. Rotate it that way. And it should end up on top, right? We need to let that go a little bit so we can actually see. Yeah, there we go. Okay, good. So they're on the correct side. Okay, so I'm going to grab you guys. Right now I'm going to go ahead and dump you guys in the trash right now because I need to deal with other stuff first. Let you guys still process away. There's a shit ton of these squares, so really, we could dump like 3/4 of the output here and still be totally fine compared to the circles we need to put together. So there's that. But that's the lazy way out, right? That's wasteful thinking. It's how we get in the current environmental mess we're in now, right? Look at this mess. That's not an environmental disaster. You're wrong, but nevertheless, yeah, we'll just do what we can here. So, okay, so the next step here would be to combine these guys here. The two trash icons here, this one on the left, this one on the right, we want to combine those together. Or even these two down here, that would work too. So let's do that. Let's layer these down at the bottom here. So I want to move from you and from you. Alright, that'll give me the correct shape. Now we just need to paint it. Well, there is paint down here. We can go grab that, or we can grab the paint from up here if we want to like rotate these all the way around and get me up to here, which I need to do anyway in order to get them into this belt. Oh, looks like we've actually got a backup on both sides because the layering, we're only doing in 2 spots. We're not doing in multiples. That's definitely slowing us down more than anything. Okay, well, that's easy to solve, right? We just split off at a certain point. So Yeah, we'll do that. So give me the layers. We want to layer, that's right, the white ones need to be on the left side. The blue need to be on the right side. So give me a split off, say, up here. And we go ahead and move you guys down this way. Under, oops, nope, that's the wrong way. Under there. To you. And then split off, say, here should do fine. Yeah, there'll be fine. We just have to wibble wobble a little bit, and we can exactly do just that. There you go. And then we go ahead and combine those belts. Like so. And then the same thing over on this side. And actually it seems like this is our main bottleneck right now. So the trash cans are doing fine as is then. We'd probably do the next 100 and not even notice the loss. So we've got a belt over there doing blues. I can separate the blues out here. Yeah, we just have to duck them underneath. It's going to be a little tricky. Let's see. So get me a layer bob here. So you're going to go here. This has got to be on this side. Alright, so you come down here. That's the correct side for you. And then I need another blue over here. Things are kind of a mess right now. I suppose you can go do this. And that'll do fine. And duck under. And this is not optimally done at all. But so it goes. Wow, that's horrible, but we're going to leave it, because why not? Why not? It doesn't matter at all. As long as it gets over there, that's all I care about. But that's totally going to... It looks like we're just having a backup on the... It's like both the white and blues are kind of backed up right now. The blues more so, surprisingly. I really would have expected that, though, the white circles would have been the main problems, but... I guess it does take a lot to make the white dye. And we do have kind of a... Oh, because we only have 2 painters for the white circles, that's why. Whereas we have 4 over here for the blues, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we have 4 over here for the blues. So that's why the blues are backing up more than the whites are. Alright, well, we can deal with that by... We have tons of white dye. We just separate out the circles and the dye again, and we get that moving. And this is mostly what I get stuck on in Factorio is optimization, optimization, optimization. And that can be great or horrible depending on, you know, what's your main problem with, you know, how you play Factorio is. But, you know, the main job of Factorio is that you're trying to get, like, you know, a rocket. Whereas here, your objective is just to do this. That's all you have got to do. So if you spend all your time just optimizing, that's okay. It works out. So I'm going to go ahead and do separate, say, here should be fine. And we're nearly done. We're up to the last 4. So actually, this is going to be a waste. There we go. Got a level 12. You now copy and paste parts of your factory. Yeah. So what they say you can do is that you want to keep... They say you want to keep your factory because you need it to make this stuff. That's not exactly true. I mean, it is kind of true for this, right? Because we still need the white circles, but now we need purple squares. Well, that means that I don't need this whole creation business, right? Because right now, this stamp is wrong. I don't want any of this. Fortunately, what we can do is just control select all this garbage and throw it away. And now we just make purple squares. So now we're going to be stuck on this layer. They're going to go ahead and complete this. That doesn't matter at all. We'll just let it dump into the hub, whatever. Because now we want to go ahead and do the same thing except with purple squares. We want to put white circles on purple squares. Well, that's pretty simple, actually, compared to what we were doing. There's squares right here. Dead simple. And we know how to make purple. Purple is green and blue. So we just got to mix our paint slightly differently. So we can actually do that like up here. We need 2 greens, 2 blues should be more than enough. And then we'll mix these together. And actually I'm going to separate this out into 2 because I think we'll probably need at least 2, if not, probably 4, right? Let's try to scale this properly. We'll probably need 4. We can move the squares from anywhere. As long as we get them onto this belt, we should be good. So let's see how we're going to do this. One thing I kind of dislike about this is that when you zoom out, you lose the selection of the tool. The tools go away. You can't place them at this zoom level. You got to zoom in, at least see it this far. It's still pretty far out, but it doesn't let you see like as much as like way over here. All right, anyway. Okay, so we want to make lots and lots of purple. So I'm going to say 4 of them because I think that's about right. So I'm going to dump purple from 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to have to split these out here into 4 spots, right? So that'll separate into 2. And really... Okay, let's just do this real quick. Like, this goes over here. That's simple. Then I think you go ahead and split this out. Again, or... I don't need to. Like, the main thing is if I put another feeder from, like, here, it's just going to get in the way, right? It does seem like that's a likely possibility. Okay, so then instead, maybe what we do is we just go from here and go over this way, and then we do the split here. Because it's going to have to, at some point, just doesn't have to be over and over again. And the main problem is this right here takes time. Like, a lot of time. So the more we split these out, the better off we probably are. So I think we just continue to split again and again. And then split one more time. Okay, so in the blues, we basically do the same thing. Put them down here. Hold on, it's purple. Green and blue make yellow, don't they? It's not yellow, but it's a weird color, but that's not purple. I need red and blue. I need red and blue, not green and blue. What am I doing? Not doing the right thing, that's what I'm doing. Alright. Alright, I don't know what the hell I thought there. That was just not going to work out. Alright, so it is blue, but it's red and blue. So red's over here. It's okay, it's not that far. It's about the same idea anyway. So we were doing 2 at once, I think? 3? I don't know. Something like that. We can say 3. What the hell? Doesn't actually matter. Alright, so then color swapper here. Not color, painter. We don't color painter with the combiner. We'll say... So we can just paint over the green here. Separate these out by whatever we want. Alright, so then over this way. There we go. And then split you here. Do that. Split you here. Nope, other way. There we go. Do that. And then I guess we could split you like right here. It doesn't actually matter. To go this way. We're going to have to do an underground, like in a weird spot, but that's how it goes. Okay, so then the blues do the same thing. Hold on. Get rid of those so I can split these out properly. Alright, so the first one is going to be just this way. Oh, nope. Okay, you got to remember, it doesn't actually obey you properly. You can do shift click to, like, say, hey, I want to go, like, over this way and down. It'll just create it. Okay, split you out over here so that you can do down this way. Just gotta be careful with this. I'm gonna go underground over to here, and that'll do fine. This is purple, right? Huzzah, it's purple. Okay, good. Like 90% sure I was right, but you know, every once in a while, things are gonna be weird. Doesn't actually matter where I split it, so long as it's split. And we're gonna go underground again, because that's just what we do now. Not quite all the way over, that's okay. Don't need to. And then one more split over here. And you're gonna go down over this way. I don't know what that was. There. Alright, great. So we got some purple going. That's great. This will split out more or less evenly. The painter's gonna take a good long time, but that's just how it goes. So we need squares. Well, what do you know? There's squares right here. There's squares right over here. We got squares galore. And we got 4 spots for them. Chances are the paint is going to take some time. So I think, again, we divide these up. So if we divide these up with our painters here. So we're going to put our painters down here. And we're going to want 2 for every 1 belt here. We could probably... Oh, no, sorry, this is not painters. These are the color combiners. That is the wrong thing, buddy. There we go. Painters is this one. Okay, so we got a painter feed from the left side. So this way. So that means our squares are probably going to come over from here. That's fine. Yeah, that'll do, actually. So I want a painter there and probably, like, underground and then, like, a painter here. Split these out the way I think we're going to do. You can shift move a little bit faster, by the way. And then probably do the same thing, say here, we're gonna do paint and then paint. Same thing up here is we wanna paint and then paint. And paint and then put them like right next to each other if we really want to. We can actually make these so that separate squares if we really want to. We might want to do that. The painting is gonna take a long time, so the feeders, I'm thinking if we get backed up, no big deal. Like, these are probably, like, way too separated, so... That'll do. We don't really need to put them next to each other, but I guess we could. If your OCD bothers you about this, mine doesn't, so tough. So here we go. So we're going to go ahead and split this out. That is mean of me, and I totally recognize that, but also, you know, you're going to have to live with it. Here. So, split. Here we go, and that way. Go ahead and drop these bad boys down here. That's eventually going to go in the right direction. We want to go that way. So there you go. Okay, so that is creating the purple squares the way we want them to. Fantastic. This is actually too close together, isn't it? That's not going to work. We need to have them separated out by at least 1 square. Otherwise, it doesn't work at all. All right, that's good to know. It's amazing how much of these little details you don't actually pick up on until you actually try to do something. So get rid of those there, because that has to zoom out a little bit. That should work there, I think, right? Let's find out. And then when I split the die here down this way, we should be able to take an underground belt directly into the painter. That does seem to be the case. Okay, and then we end up with more purple squares. Great. Again, the temptation is to combine the belts. We definitely should not do that. So we do have over here the belcher that's going to split. Actually, it's going to split them anyway. Yeah, we're going to split up into these. All right, so get rid of this nonsense. It's all wiggly waggly. Let's get rid of the wiggle waggle. And let's go this way. So I want to go right about here. I want to combine this belt. So over like this way. Going this way into this. And it should stamp correctly. I want to circle on top of square. That is correct. So we can go ahead and just dump those right in here. All right, so that'll start generating. Great. Then we can go ahead and start making more squares here. Now, hopefully, we're doing this correctly, and we're just going to have, like, a huge swath of these. And then we'll probably need to optimize the circles. And that's okay, because we got, like, a shit ton of time. We have to do 3.8k here, which is quite a bit. We've already done 1.1k of the other type. We'll need 1k. We actually went 100 over. All right, so let's do this. So we've got squares coming out the wazoo here. I don't know what a wazoo is, but it's very busy. Now the paint's just barely keeping up. The purple paint might actually be not going fast enough. I've got 4 of them here, but that's not keeping up with the 2 painters. Well, it is. I don't know. With 4 of them going, it might be enough. It should be fine. Yeah, the combining paint just takes so long. No, there's only so much you can do about that. All right, let's not worry about it. Down we go. Let's see what happens when we start really getting all these going. It could be like the red and blue paint could be our bottlenecks, but we'll see. This isn't lined up perfectly, but it doesn't really have to be. Well, it's probably better if it is. Yeah, go. Put this one, like, underneath there. That'll be better. Of course, you go under, because that's going to have an output we need to be able to take into account. And let that go down over this way to be fed in properly eventually. Okay, so then the squares can probably just... Yeah, we can just do a separate feed for each one of these. That's fine. So over here, just go up a bit and underground a bit. Yeah, that'll do. Oh, hold on. Need to back that up actually a little bit. So we're gonna have a separator. Let's see. So we do 2 separate underground ones. That's probably a better idea, right? Yeah. So put it right in the middle. So then when I do the separator, I just go straight with one of them. So straight into there. That works out. Give me this splitter there so it goes in the same thing. And then the other one goes down here and then goes straight from this direction. There. Okay. So that paint will hopefully catch up at some point. That'll be great. Making progress. And hey, we've already got 82 of these things in. Fantastic. Okay. And we're just basically trying to catch up here. So I'll separate you out over here. Separate you out over here. Doing these, probably should not be doing these simultaneously. Let's focus on this one first. That's basically gonna be like a recipe for me to mess this up, so let's not do that. Yeah, step here. Go under there. So that's feeding you. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna have to go duck under like twice here. Or we just feed from here. That would probably be better. Let's do that instead, because there's squares right here. Why not use them? And my main reason not to do that is that it's going to be really dicey in here. So we can't really use a splitter here because there's not enough room. But that's okay, because there's so many squares here, we can just go ahead and do this instead. That'll work. And of course, go ahead and do some combining here. Doing some wibbly wobbly nonsense here, but that's okay. Do love the wibbly wobblies. There you go. Go ahead and combine those. And then your output comes in over here. Does some also wibbly wobblies. And combines down over here. It's gonna back up pretty soon, isn't it? Seems pretty likely. Seems pretty likely. How's the purple squares? Yep. Yep, that's definitely going to back up pretty soon. Oh, maybe not. No, maybe not. It's got to go over here. Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. It'll do. We've got lots of room for these purple squares. So 4 was actually probably about right. We might need 8 at some point later, but for right now, 4 is about right. Yeah, it's all right. Okay, so then... down this way. Oh, no. That's actually wrong. That's wrong. Sorry. Gotta remember. Underground belt, because we have an output right here. So, where are your squares going to come from, my friend? That's the real question. What can we do? What can we do? It's tricky, right? Because we only have so much room here, and I've kind of painted myself in a corner. Ha 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 ha. Let's see. Let's see. What do we do? I mean, there's squares over here. We could move this stuff over. There's no reason why it has to be right here. It's not like we're mirroring anything perfectly anyway. There's squares here. We have purple dye here. Let's just combine them wherever it's convenient and then drop them down. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so get rid of this nonsense. All right, so then we want 2 painters. We'll just pull the squares down. We do have to move the paint over to the right. We can't move it over, I don't think. Oh, no, there we go. We totally can. T lets you do it. Okay, so that's actually great. So then the squares will come down this side, and we just duplicate here, and that should be fine. Yeah. All right, let's move the squares off to the left, just so there's a little bit more room. Not a whole lot, but just enough. Do the same thing. Whoops. Do the same thing over here. We could do a splitter, but why? If this is Factorio, we'd have to worry about like how much was inside each resource deposit, but we don't actually care. It is not Factorio in that respect. All right, so the outside one goes to the outside one. That makes the most sense to me. That'll go just straight down over here and eventually merge in. There you go. Okay, and then we do the same thing for the die we've been doing and duck underneath for the second one. And then move you guys in here, and then we might as well go and combine like at this point, because what the hell. All right, so that's the purple squares taken care of. Got 310. We've got to like increase our output tenfold, which is quite the ask, if you ask me. All right, so what's our main slowdown right now? It's these combiners right here. We've got purple and white backed up for days. We've got to make this faster. If we made this double speed, we'd already be doing better. Yeah, that's got to be it. Like right now... Oh, we actually stalled on making more white circles. Right, because we were going to do the white dye here. Okay, hold on. It's actually not a bad idea to increase our white circle throughput. I think we actually do need that. Okay, that's some white circles right here. They will combine at, say, this stage. That's at least some more white circles. We might need more than that. We just have the 3 there. We have, what, 4 purples squares? Is that what it is? No, we have, technically we have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we have 8 purple squares. Alright, so if we want to match that throughput, we probably should. We're going to need a shit ton more. How's our white dye doing? Our white dye is a little bit stretched thin. It's doable to make more of it, to spread it out more, but I think we probably can do maybe 1 more. Might be able to do 1 more painter But that's gonna pretty much be the extent of our white dye. We're not gonna be able to do much more than that. All right, doable theoretically. So do we have any circles nearby? I think like if we don't want to pull from here, not really. There's one all the way down here, but that's not really what I want to do. Pull one over here now. Okay, so we pull from that direction. That's fine. That'll do. I mean, the circles are not the problem. It's mostly just painting them that's causing the issue. Yeah, it's definitely our backlog for sure. Okay, so I mean the painting does take the longest time. We pull from here, that should be okay. That should be all right for our dye. I'm trying to like how this divides up. So it splits it in half here, but since this is full, it's not gonna put as many on this belt. Like, my balancing right now is not great. Let's be honest here. It's really not. It could be a lot better. Really, our main issue is we need to be making more white dye, which we'll get to eventually, but we got to get the painters for the white circles first. Okay, let's do the painter up here. Seems like this should be about right. So yeah, right here should be fine. I want the dye probably coming from that. That's okay. So give me a splitter here. With some circles over this way. We will combine these when they're done over here. Okay. And then we'll get the dye from here up this way, go under, right in there, and that should do. Okay, so we need more white dye. We need tons and tons and tons more white dye because we want more painters for the white circles. So, I mean, the red, blue, and green together make white. We could do more. Let's see. Yeah, we could split these out again. Trouble is we don't want to do the purple. It's probably safer to make another supply chain. That'd probably be the best way to do it. Because that helps me scale up better. Okay. Is there anywhere else we could pull these colors from? Nowhere else is as close as these three. These three are the best ones. That's just red and green. Trying to think of anywhere else. There's lots of blue all over the place, but that's the best combination of all three colors right there. All the way out there. That's not great. I don't want to go too far either. I mean, here's okay. We could pull in the white dye from here and merge it down here. That could work. Okay, let's do that. So these three together, we do 3 reds together, and then 3 blues. Okay. That might not be exactly right, but we want to combine. So what we probably want to do is 3 different colors, right? So probably not that exactly. We probably want to push that up instead of to the side. Yeah, go north. So these 3 combined. Okay, so then we get the painter, yeah, the color matching here. And we probably want 3 of those, maybe just 2. What are we doing right down here? We are doing 2, right? Doing the 2 to get there and the 2 to make white. Yeah, okay, that should be fine. Let's do the same thing here. So we get 2 here, 1, 2. So you go there. You come down here. Oh, okay. Nope, messed that up pretty easily. There we go. Come on down here. Come on. Okay. So that'll make purple. We do the splitter here because it doesn't actually matter where we do it at. Dive underneath, come over here. And make me another bunch of purple. Give me a splitter, say, at this point, because that sounds about right. Oh, except that actually messed me up, didn't it? Hold on. There we go. Get rid of this. It's a problem with not planning these things out properly. Yeah, okay, that's going the right direction. Okay, good. Down here, wibble wobble all your way down. Okay, so that'll give me more purple. Then we have green, which you want to separate out into at least 2. Maybe the green... is the green the bottleneck here? It could be. We do have lots of purple coming out of these. It could be to make more white more quickly. We could separate this out to at least 3 and maybe even 4. So maybe what we do here is we do 2 here and then 2. And these 2 go feed into 2 of them, and these 2 go into another 2 on the side. And that should make quite a bit of white dye. Let's try it out. So make 1, 2 here. Okay, so purple dye. Come over here. Green dye. Let me just separate this, so we'll go this way. There we go. Alright, so that's white dye there. And we do the same thing. No. Yes? No. We want the purple dye. We want the purple dye to split. Because this takes time, right? So the purple dye to be split here. Go underground. Pop out over here. Come down this way eventually when I get the positioning right. And the green dye here gets split, I don't know, here is fine, I guess. And make more white dye there. Okay, let's get this white dye down where it's needed. So over here, I guess. I could always flip this around, or I can combine it with the white dye here. Or I can make a completely separate grouping. That'd be good. And we're gonna need to improve our throughput of these here anyway, in order to get this as backed up as I want it to be. Wow, that's really not balanced at all, is it? Not even a little bit. Yeah, we're definitely gonna need more white circles for sure. Mostly because these aren't popping over as much as I would like them to be. Okay, we got lots of white dye coming out here, or we're going to anyway. Let's bring this down. Yeah, let's just combine it right now. I mean, we might want to do something else this later, but I think right now we'll just combine it. Okay, so that'll combine there. And we'll just put everything on this belt because that's just easier. We might have a backup at some point, which we might need to worry about. Right now, we're okay. Okay, so we have more purple dye over here that we want to move over. So give me 2 more color generators here, like there and there. We have a backup on one and not much of one on the other. I don't know why the balancer isn't working as well as I thought it would. What I could do to help that out is to come down here. We might not even need the green, the secondary green, maybe at all. Would this be a good idea? It puts it all on a single belt. I mean, the problem is the one on the right is really just waiting for the purple dye before I can make any more white dye. Whereas the one on the left has a backup, so it's doing it whenever it can. Could be I just need more purple dye. I mean, that's easy enough to make. But yeah, they're ticking through this amazingly quickly. I really thought purple dye would be our bottleneck, but it doesn't. Or I thought the white dye was our bottleneck, but it looks like it's the purple dye that might actually be contributing to that. So this is good. We will need this, but not until we make more purple dye. But right now the white dye is feeding over. That should be helping the supply here. Yeah, there we go. That's backed up properly, and then we have these. Okay, so that should be outputting a little bit more regularly now, which is good. We do need that. We're definitely needing more white dye just in general. And of course, now we're already at 1K. So you can see, like, as long as you get, like, the first little bit optimized or done, then you worry about optimization, and then, like, this number just ticks over, and before you know it, you're done. Like, I could just wait here and just let this go, but the fun is in the optimization, and that's really where I think this game shines. It just lets you do that, and, you know, then you can tweak. Once you've got, like, the basics set up, you can just go ahead and tweak it wherever you need. It's funny the balancer isn't... Like, this should be dividing them evenly, but it doesn't seem to be doing that. This one's just combining the two belts. That's easy enough. But this one... Yeah. Oh, actually, this is a merger. Maybe I'm doing the merger wrong. The merger should be... I mean, this is effectively doing the same thing. It's putting them both in the same belt. I don't really know why they have a merger belt. I guess it's a smaller profile. It's not... It doesn't really matter, I don't think. I do like the tooltips come up every time. I think you can shut those off in settings, I think. User interface, I think. Yeah, you can shut those off if you don't want them. We can actually turn this down to dark. I've never done dark mode before. Let's try that out. Oh, it's got to reload the engine. Okay, interesting. I kind of like dark mode. I don't know, light mode kind of adds a little bit. I like it. Dark mode you can still see, which is good, but I don't know. Kind of like light mode more. We'll leave it on dark mode for a little while. Okay, so what we're doing, we were trying to figure out how to optimize the purple dye. And it looks like mostly we've just got a backup here. Yeah, so we just need more purple dye. We can easily do that. Yeah, we should be able to easily do this. Okay, so then at the very least we need one more, possibly two more color combiners to make more purple dye. We want it to be backed up, and the problem is right now, oh wow, the dark mode icons here just look fuzzy. They're clearly made for light mode. But yeah, these just look fuzzy down here. Alright, anyway, we can make this work. We can do this on... off to the side here. I don't want to do this. The problem is placement. We'd always just, you know, stack, I guess. That would work. The red's being separated out. The trouble is we got to get the red, like, all the way up here. Doable. Easiest way to do that would be to do an underground belt, I think. So do it, like, here. Do an underground belt there, and then another one here. And this is where we use the separator. And then I can move you over this way. And you up this way. Alright, and the blues... we'll say two of them. Say two of the reds. Alright, so the blue comes over this way. Underground. Right in there. And feed you directly into the belt here, which should work out. Alright. And then we need a combiner, say, here. For the other blue, it's going to come over... Actually, we can just do a divider here. So they're divided evenly. This way, and then you come down here. And we could do a merger belt there, but it's doing the same thing. The blue is being a little slow, but it is working. Let me go ahead and do a third one here, just to speed that up a little bit. Of course, we could do the blues from here too, but whatever. The important thing is this is working. Okay, now the purples are backing up. That's what I want to see. Because now we can justify go ahead and doing this over here. The purples won't be backing up for long. We'll get the whites backing up. That'll be good. Okay, so the greens. Put you over here and split. It's actually a little harder to see the grid in dark mode too. Not what I was expecting. Split over here. Underground belt. Actually come down a little bit before we go this way, so we can split here. Trying to think what's our best way to split here. Actually, we kind of need to do a wibble wobble, don't we? In order to split properly. Yeah, because then the split's here, I think. Do an underground belt over that way. And then come down here, and that'll be our white die. And come down here, that'll be our white die as well. Oops. Boy, I'm just really bad at this, aren't I? You can wobble wobble a little bit, that's okay. There you go. You know what, let's actually do a combiner. That's what we're supposed to be doing. This way? We've actually done a combiner before. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Okay, like this. Okay. There you go. I guess this is a little bit less ambiguous, isn't it? I suppose. Yeah, it is. Do the combiner. There you go. Give me another combiner here. And do the same thing over there. There we go. Alright, purple is not the issue. White is no longer the issue. Yeah, white is now backed up as it goes all the way down here. So we can split off the white paint over here and give me some more circles. And then paint them all over here. And then, well, these are already backed up. Yeah, the white is backed up. The purple is backed up. Now we gotta optimize this a little bit. I mean, really just means making more layers. That's all we gotta do. Okay, that's easily done. Just need to be able to stamp them in the right way. Okay, so give me the layer producer. Really, we just need to, just need to do more of these. So probably 2 on this side and 2 over here should do it. Because if they're actually split evenly, that shouldn't matter too much. Alright, so then this here needs to be actually separator. There you go. So that this can be wrapped around that way, and then you come out over this way. This needs to be on the right side. You're split out, and then you go over on this side. Bob's your uncle. All right. Split you guys, and we'll just divide this path up because that seems like the easiest way to do this. Down you go, directly down that way, through there. And just merge these in. Give me a merger. That should do, right now? Yes. Just need to rotate this the right way. It's very confusing for some reason. I don't know why this is so confusing. It shouldn't be that confusing. This goes this direction once it's fed by different loops. Okay. So you come down over here and feed into there. You're stuck. Why are you stuck? Oh, because, okay. I didn't make the belts go in the right direction. That's definitely confusing. There you go. There we go. Yeah, the belt actually has to be moving in the correct direction. Wouldn't you know it? Okay, so then you split out. There we go. And you come over this way. Yeah, actually come over this way. I actually need you to duck under here. Fold over here. There you go. And then the merger should just be simple, right? Ha 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 ha. Yeah, there we go. That's the merger I want right there. Go to work. There you go. Okay, great. So that's better. Getting more of those created, which is great. This separator, it's fine. It is getting backed up, so it's fine. It'll eventually all even out. Okay, so then the squares go on this side, as per usual. Separate out. Actually get that right. There we go. Doesn't really matter how we do this, so I suppose we'll do it here. And just make sure to merge in basically immediately is fine. Give me a merger thingamabob. So that'd be you turned that way? Yeah, that'll do. Okay, then we need the circles come in. Hold on. There we go. And you come over this way and down. Oh, it turns out I went one square over from what I actually needed to be, but that's okay. Again, it's a little bit spaghetti. It's fine as long as it works. As long as we're actually creating the shapes we need, and we are. The separation is a little bit more fuzzy than I'd like. Hey, Coop. Shoot. I mean, it'll eventually get through the backlog, and it is separating them out fairly evenly. It's just not as even as I would like. Like, this huge backlog right here is a problem, but it'll get through that eventually. And for the most part, the rest of it's even, so I guess I shouldn't really worry about it too much. It will work. It will work eventually. It'll get there. I've got this one off by itself because I was expecting it to be able to split yet again, and I guess it will. I need to make more white circles come down the line, for sure, in order to fill these out properly. Alright, well that was next on my list of things to do anyway. I think we'll split here. I guess. I mean, when we get more white circles in, it'll definitely matter. Like, this one being at the very end of the line does hurt me a little bit, though, so maybe we don't do that one. Maybe we do it over here. Oh, this isn't as great a spot either. Right, because what's happening here is it's dividing in half here. Dividing the half of the half here. Dividing the half of the half of the half here. Dividing the half of the half of the half of the half here. So this is like the 1/8. 1/4, oh sorry, no, 1/2, 1/4, 1/8, 1/16, which is why this is like not really all that much throughput. Yeah, so this one here doesn't really work. What I should be doing is, I don't know, joining these up again or something? I don't know. There's got to be a better way than just splitting by half, by half, by half. Because like these two right here are going to be backed up forever. Unless I go in and merge them again over here. Could do that. So like this half here, I mean, it's not exactly half. It's troubling. How's the factory going? Well, we've got a big old production line. I mean, I'm feeling pretty satisfied right now with what we've got here. The real trick, of course, is always going to be just optimization. Okay, what do we do? What do we do? So in Factorio, we would do a load balancer, right? That's what we would do. Load balancers are tricky things. I've never been completely 100% good at them. What basically happens is, like, you put, like... Oh, that's totally wrong. Let me try to figure this out. So we do, like, there to there would kind of balance things out. I think I've got that structure right. And so it's kind of like Well, except we have a merger thing that we're actually trying to do here, right? We take two belts and we merge them into one so that it gets balanced properly, and then split out among the two. So the half becomes a fourth. Yeah, it's one output and 7 output. It's one input and 1 7 outputs, except what's actually supposed to be 8. Right? We want an 8th one over here so that we do more throughput. Like this, we need another 1.8 thousand here. We could just wait. I mean, it is going to happen, but it's not optimal the way it is now. With 8 outputs that we need, because then we put like this load balancer up here and then feed them in properly. All right, so this would take. Okay, so I think to do right, because we have the one input, right? So let's say that's this. All right, so we take the one input. It's separated out into half, and then separates out here again. We want to then split out into into 8 total. So I think would be, I think this way. Oh, I've confused it. Hold on, because I'm trying to experiment at the same time. Go that way, guys. It's fine. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 outputs, which is definitely better balanced than what it is right now, right? 6 outputs would be good. We just need 8 outputs, which I guess we could do with. I push this out here. It'd be 3 layers of splits. I think you're right, Sing. I think that's right. Like I said, I've never been good at these. 1 to 2 to 4 to 8. Okay, 1 to 2. Yeah, so then it should be, because those go out. This would need to go out, and these two need to be separated out again. Once these are diverted to wherever it is they need to go, right? Those go out that way, and those go out that way. Then this goes forward, and these two get separated out into like that and that. And that should be balanced, I think. Now, the real trick is we're going to be duplicating this up top where we can actually use it. Okay, so we've got mergers here. I'm actually using these as mergers, and that's wrong. So let's do a proper merger belt for these. There and there. Do the proper one for here too. There and there. And the merger belt here. Okay. And those are separators, so that's correct. Okay, so those are happening down here. Okay, so we need to divide this up at, say, this level here. I've got to, like, recreate this. Basically, I think this is right. It's 1 separating to half, 4th, 8th, and the 16th, which is what we want over here. We just want this balanced properly. Because we don't want anybody. Oh no, except. Hold up. Except that's not actually. Is it right? This is got the right mechanics down. Okay, I'm gonna say this is right. So then. Okay, so this right here, that's this here, right? We're gonna be slowing down our production a little bit, but that's okay. That's temporary. So we just need to duplicate this down here. So we got the 2 here. Let me go ahead and do this at this point. 2 there. We do 2 again. Oh, I should remember to shift click. There we go. And then 2 again over here. This goes down this way and feeds into one of these, but I don't know which one. Let's get rid of these right now because that's just going to be confusing. Okay, that's fine. Get you over that way. You know what? Just feed you directly into where I want you to go. Okay. And then we need one. I want you to go out this side. We want to go here and here. Okay, I think that's right. Let's go ahead and delete this mess, because that is like quite the mess right now. We're gonna also delete some of these circles, but that's okay. Okay. So we have one layer thing that we haven't actually made yet, but we're gonna go ahead and just carry one of these like straight down. It's not exactly straight, but you know, kind of. Okay. Then actually that's supposed to be the outside one, isn't it? I've gone and messed up already. That was quick. Back up. There we go. Okay, this is the outside one. This outside one goes down here, over, down. All right. This one needs to go like underground and shit. We'll deal with that later. This one goes to this guy here. This guy right here. All right. Let's progress. This guy goes, basically just follow him over this way. That'll get you down to that combiner. That'll be great. Thank you. You come down over to this guy and go that way. I'm missing this guy right here, aren't I? Shoot, I am. That's okay. It's okay, we can deal. So this needs to go like underground somewhere. Actually, I've already messed this up somehow. Because this is backing up and the rest of them aren't backing up. Oh, because the rest of these aren't done yet. The last four splitters next to each other in a single line may be less confusing. I mean, you're not wrong. Hold on. The trouble is this one needs to go underground. I need to space it so that it does go underground past somebody. I could put these underground and then I can make it turn. That would probably be better. Let's do that. I think we can do that without interrupting the flow. So if I go like that way. There. Okay, so now I can move like this guy over this way without interrupting anybody. And then he goes this way, and I guess down here. Okay, that'll handle you. Okay, and then, so that's you taken care of. You need to go, oh, I guess over here, which I guess is fine. If it's properly balanced, it won't actually matter like what order I do this in, theoretically. Though I think I may have already messed myself up like mentally, but that's, you know, that's between me and my psychiatrist, so I'm sure it's fine. Why? Oh, because your belt's not facing the right way. Okay. That's why you're being weird. Alright, so then you come down here and do that. Oh, I missed one over here. I didn't even see that until just now. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. That's okay. We have two more over here. We have two more left, so that's fine. That's fine. It's doable. Just, you know, a little bit more spaghetti than I thought it was going to be, but that's okay. So come on down over this way. Pass you. Come down over here. That's you taken care of. And then you just... Let's not do any undergrounds. Let's just go straight over. By straight, of course, I mean very wibbly wobbly. Hold on. Let's do you down this way. There we go. Alright. If that's not a fantastic mess, I don't know what is. But it should be balanced now. The main problem, of course, is this isn't actually, like, making any pieces, so we need to make that happen. We're making a shit ton of the purple squares, so it doesn't actually matter, like, how we do the divider. I'm not going to worry about balancing this. I think we just go ahead and just divide here. Do the underground belts. 2 underground belts. And then combine them on this side. Put in the combiner here. No, actually there. Rotate that way, that way, that way, that way. One of these ways turns out to work. Hold on. There. That's what I wanted. Okay, the problem is these combiners take forever. Probably even 5 evers. But that should theoretically be balanced. Okay, so our main problem right now is we don't have enough of these white circles. I think this is actually balancing out correctly. Okay, so we need more white circles. We have right now a shit ton of white dye. We need more painters, basically, for this. So we have tons of white dye. Tons. Okay, so then we just need to merge these into the white circle production line here. And we can split off from this dye line without any impact, really. It's functional, and that's what matters. Exactly, Ching, exactly. Okay, so then... And we can do that over here. We have a whole bunch of room over here. We can also grab circles over here if we really wanted to. Like, we have no shortage of circles or white dye right now. Where's our white dye all going? Okay. Trying to figure out, like, how to fit it in the line here. Only 1,000 more to go. We split up right here. Okay, so. Yep, we do need more circles. So, we need to paint more. I'm going to paint, let's see. So, we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4 right now. I think we go ahead and double this production line. We should be all cut up. All right, give me 4 more here. Let's see how we separate these out. So, the paint goes in on the left side. Then it goes in from the left side there, and the circles come down from above. That should be about right. So, there, 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 there. We will have to do underground belts in order to get the dye past the output, or the output past the dye, one of the two. But that should be doable. And we just need to merge the circles in. Oh, we need to merge circles in, like, up here. That should be fine. We can wibble wobble the circles, like, around up over this side. We just need to make sure they go into the balancer. We don't want to circumvent the balancer. Not after all that work we just put into it. All right, so we got circles over here. Give me, no, fuck it, give me 4 circles. What the hell? 4 separate ones, or do you want to split? Let's just do one at a time. Let's not be too crazy here. All right, there you go. Give me a splitter. An actual splitter, please. Splitter. There we go. All right, give me a splitter for dye. Come on down here. All right, and then we have the output for the circles. And we'll say the output goes this way. We'll have to duck under a lot of things this way, but I think we go, like, around here. We should be okay. Where exactly do we want this? That's not the right lineup. We want this lined up, say, about here. So if I shift click, like, this way, that should be about right. Right. Come in over there. Come in over there. And go that way into a merge box, which we can make go that. No, hold on. There. That's what I wanted. That's our merge box. Great. It was to gradually feed these in. We want another merge box right here doing the same basic thing, except for different reasons. So that way. Nope. Hold on. There we go. That one right there. That's what we want. Okay, so then we might as well just split you out, because, I mean, you're going to take some time to do this anyway. Like, there's tons of circles there, and there's no way you're getting through all those yourself, so why not split up? Sure to load. Same with you. There's tons of white dye here. There's no way you're doing that all by yourself, so split off. Sure to load. There you go. And then we've already prepped the merge box there, so there you go. Nice. All right. That's probably the extent of this single one. I could double these up. But I really don't need to do that. Like, we could just do another yank right here. Pull this down. There we go. And split this where it's needed. There. And there. And these guys all need to join up together, I suppose. So let's just make that happen. So over this way. And over this way. Actually, I'd probably make these join here. Not quite. Hold on. There we go. That's what I wanted. Thank you. There's like 5 different variations of merge here. So you merge into that, and then you merge up over this way. So where's your merge box? We got you... There we go. That's the rotation I wanted. You go that way. Alright, so then we just need the paint. We've got a shit ton. It's already divided in half over here. Half's probably more than we need, but the backup will make that less. So let's just divide here. Again, be a little easier to manage, I think. And you go that way, and again, with the division there. Divide. Ha. No, it's a little messy. Easiest way to do this is going to be with let's do this way. This is the easiest way to do it. I've dealt with this before in Factorio, right? This is how you do this thing, is you basically just create a path and then wiggle this through the path. Like that. That'll do. It made more sense to me, and we probably could have done a bunch of underground belts like bouncing in between those, but this just works. This is backed up, and this isn't. How does that work? Let me go ahead and just double out the output there, just to make sure that it works. Yeah, there we go. Is because now you're painting, right? Yeah, you're painting. You're dropping off circles there, so that's good. That's working. You're going over that way, so that's working. Okay. It's good. So we doubled the output there. We only have 0.5 left to go. Okay, we got shit ton of circles backed up here. Oh, because... Okay. Because of this. That's silly of me. Go ahead and go through there, guys. So that's unfortunate. That probably cost us a bit there. That's probably where the 0.5 went right there. Because I didn't do that properly. Otherwise, though, it does look like the balancer worked. Looks like I actually did that correctly. Holy shit. Hey, that's actually, like, really impressive seeing all the circles go in and get divided up. Just as I expect them to be. Okay, that's like a sense of accomplishment right there. If I did nothing else good today, I made a load balancing by myself. What do you know? Great. Looks like some purple dye is actually, like, a little bit of a problem here, but that's okay. We have the white dye coming in from top. It's not a big deal. We're not making as much white dyes here as I would like, but it's not horrible. You're creating your stuff. Yeah, you're mostly working out here. It looks pretty well balanced. The purple squares are a little slow, but you know what? They're working. I think we just go ahead and sit back and relax and enjoy the fruits of our labor. I want to zoom out just enough so I can see, but not enough so it goes into minimap mode. There we go. Oh, this needs to be mergers. These are not actually separators. Well, needs to be. Doesn't really need to be. It works the same way, but just to make it, you know, just a little cleaner. There we go, and there you go. Same thing here, except in reverse. Should be just R. No? R would be too easy, apparently. There we go. And like I said, there's a bunch of different revisions of these things. Let's see. Go. You turn into one of those to go. Oh, nope. Nope. Come on. Come on, it's like that way, but reverse. There we go. That's what I wanted. Slowed everything down, of course, so that's the main throughput. That's okay. That water log will go through eventually. Of course, the nice little snake we've got there. It's fanciful. It's stylish. That's what we're in for, right? It's all about the style? It's not all about the style. It's about the throughput. That's okay. Look at that. It all went through anyway. All just being dumped straight in. Nice. That's what I like to see. That's beautiful. All right. Yeah, we just enjoy the fruits of our labor. We just see how beautiful this worked out. We do have a backup here. Do I not have the balancer correct here? It could be because this was backed up before and this is just going to take a long time to clear because the belts are wrong. That's very likely what it is. Because when I count off on the top here, off of the number of circles, it is going to the correct number where it should be going. So yeah, I think it's just because the belt was wrong. There's not much I can do about that. I mean, we could separate out and make another combiner here, but that is going to mess up. That's going to mess up everything else, and I don't think it's worth it. Especially with 0.1k to go. Yeah, it's not worth it. We can let the other 100 go. It's fine. It's going to go in, we'll get to level 14, and that'll be great. We'll get tunnel tier 2, whatever the hell that does. Maybe that goes further? That's got to be what it is, right? Probably lets the tunnel goes further. We've got some beautiful white dye over here. I mean, the purple squares are the easiest part. I'm just glad we're done with the frickin' weird circle things. Could probably be doing more purple dye over here. This is going a little slower than I'd like because, again, the load balancer here for the red dye isn't perfect. We could probably just do the best thing to speed it up. Oh, never mind. We're done. Great. It does have a bigger range. Okay. Oh, you can mix the mass tunnels, so you can do 2 different kinds. Oh, that's kind of neat. That's good. It's like in Factorio when you have the 2 different speeds of tunnels. Okay, cool. Alright, well, anyway, this has gone on longer than I thought I was going to do this for. I thought I was only going to play this for an hour, but this is an addictive little game. I like this more than Factorio. Factorio's fun, but this game doesn't have bugs. I mean, I know you can set Factorio not to have bugs, but also no power requirements, so you don't have to worry about power. So basically, the next level is, oh shit, we're making a quarter of a watermelon. How the hell? So we need to dye in red, you need to dye in green, you divide up your circles, and then stamp them together. Holy fuck. Alright, well, that'll it for me today, guys. Thanks for watching. This has been Shapes.io. It's a fun little game here. I'm going to go ahead and save and then go back to the title screen if it'll let me. There we go. Yeah, Shapes.io. It's a fun little game. It's on Steam right now. Game is open source in case you want to, dick around with it. But yeah, this is a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. Tobias Springer, you did a good thing here. Thank you very much. I'm PC Universe here, PC Universe 2. This is Shapes.io, and I'll see you guys next time.